Welcome back to CordcuttersLI, where we help to save you money on your cable bill. What I am holding in my hand is the brand new MECOOL KM2 Plus Deluxe. We're going to get into the details of this Android streaming box in this video, but right off the bat I can tell you this thing just blew me away. Not since I bought my nVidia Shield nearly 4 years ago have I been this impressed with a streaming device. Now I know what you're going to say, but the people out at MECOOL didn't pay me to say that. Although they were nice enough to send me a box to show all of you, this is not a paid review or a sponsored video. At less than $140 for this Android TV box, it gives nVidia Shield a run for their money. And with the discount code I'm going to share with you at the end of this video, it'll bring that price down even more. The MECOOL KM2 Plus Deluxe is packed with specs and performance other streaming devices wish they had, and I'm going to tell you all about it coming right up. So if you're ready to see just what might be the best new streaming device for 2024, sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and let's go. Let's look at what the MECOOL KM2 Plus Deluxe comes with and take a tour around the device itself. You get a 4-foot HDMI cable, a 12-volt power adapter with a 4-foot cable. You get the Google G20 Deluxe remote, which we'll take a closer look at in a minute, an operation manual, and finally the media player itself. The case is probably my favorite design of all the MECOOL devices. It's made of white plastic and has this cool clear plexiglass top with the MECOOL logo right in the middle. On the back, from left to right, you have an infrared port, a digital audio output port, the HDMI port, a 1 gigabyte, not 100 megabit Ethernet port, finally, and the power port. On the left side of the box, you have 2 USB ports and a micro SD card slot. More on those USB ports in a bit. And inside that little hole is a reset button. Now for a closer look at the remote. The G20 Deluxe remote has a very familiar look to it and resembles all the other MECOOL or even the Walmart's O&N remotes, except it's a lot bigger and has number buttons at the top. They can be used for channel buttons and other things depending on the app that you're in. These 4 preset app buttons are labeled for YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video, and Google Play. Finally, we have 4 preset buttons for apps that almost everybody has. But if you don't, this MECOOL box comes with a very cool pre-installed app that lets you remap all 4 of these buttons to whatever you want, faster than any other app I've seen. Here's a quick look at the specs of the new MECOOL streaming media player and how they compare to nVidia Shield Pro and others. It has the Amlogic S905 quad-core processor along with the ARM Cortex-A55 GPU. So nothing earth-shattering here when it comes to these 2 specs, but here's where it gets good. We have 4 gigs of the faster DDR4 RAM, compared to just 3 gigs of the DDR3 on the nVidia Shield Pro, and still just 2 gigs of DDR4 on the latest Fire TV Cube. An impressive 32 gigs of internal storage for apps and content compared to just half that on the Shield Pro. That puts it in the top tier of all streaming devices, with only a couple that have a little bit more. It has Wi-Fi 6 for the best wireless performance, and like I said earlier, a 1 gigabit Ethernet port, which is great if you're close enough to your router to connect with a cable. This box comes with official Android TV version 11, which means official 4K Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. If there's one thing I'm not crazy about, it's that both of these USB ports are just USB 2.0, where both the nVidia Shield and Homatic's top streamers both have 2.0 and 3.0. All in all, I think you'd agree the specs are pretty impressive. But how does it perform, you ask? Well, let me show you right now. Okay, so here we are on the interface of the KM2 Plus Deluxe. That is a mouthful. Those of you familiar with the interface for Android TV, probably very familiar with this. You got your favorites bar here where you can have up to 10 or 12 of your favorite apps on here, and you can remove them, move them around, and so on. Up at the top, go over to the gear. We can scroll down and you can see that it is running Android TV OS version 11. And if we go down into storage, I've already loaded this thing up with a pretty good amount of apps. I put the Kodi with a couple of add-ons. I put a couple of third-party apps on there, Prime Video, YouTube, Netflix, etc. And I still have quite a bit of storage left, over 25 gigs available. We're at no risk of running out of space anytime soon on here. Let me just dive in. I'll show you how a couple of these apps work. Let's go ahead and open up Netflix. Now, unfortunately, I still fail miserably at recording my 4K television with my camera, so I kind of scratched that, and I'm not going to be able to demonstrate any 4K content on here for you, but I can show you a couple of streams that work without actually playing them for any length of time. I do have to blur the content as well. Everything I've tried on this box just works flawlessly. I've not had any buffering. I haven't had any lagging. The interface moves right along. Just fast forwarded a bit into this video. Quality is top notch. Haven't really had any issues whatsoever. Let me leave Netflix now. I'll go briefly into the K application. I'm going to have to blur some of this as well. The nice thing about a box like this that has plenty of resources is you can just pick the highest and largest stream, and they all just work. I'm going to fast forward here 10 minutes. So no issues running the K application, and add-ons galore, no worries whatsoever. Let's move on over to Prime Video. Just plays flawlessly. Again, sorry for the blurring. Do need to do this for YouTube's sake, but you can definitely take my word for it. All of these streams are working just fine. Now I'll move on over to YouTube. Very, very high quality, no drop frames. Everything's working flawlessly. Hope you can appreciate this on this screen, this capture device I have. But yeah, everything is really good. Let me find another one. No lag, no stutter, no issues whatsoever. I also test drove a couple of games. No problem whatsoever with games. I'm not a very big gamer at all, so I'm horrible at these things, but I can have some fun, right? I've tried several different... Oh, I managed to be on the wrong side of this retaining wall. That's me. Anyway, this looks really good on a nice 4K TV, I tell you. Super good. Anyway, there you go. It's the MECOOL KM2 Plus Deluxe. Again, my apologies for not being able to demonstrate this stuff. I really need to learn how to film my TV so you can get a real good idea of how it really looks on a good TV. But like I said, I was very impressed with this device. No issues whatsoever. The one thing I had as a negative out of everything was basically the USB 2.0 ports instead of 3.0 that come on the nVidia Shield and one of the Homatics boxes. But, if that's not a deal breaker for you, then, this box really pretty much checks all the boxes. I'm about due to reset my nVidia Shield to factory settings, and I'm going to just put this in my living room and use it as my daily driver for a while because I'm pretty impressed with how this works, and I'm going to give it a good road test over the next couple of weeks. If I piqued your interest in the new KM2 Plus Deluxe from MECOOL, man, that's a mouthful, and you'd like to give one a try, you can't buy it at Walmart, and you probably won't find it on Amazon, at least not for this price. I'll put a link in the description below the video so you can check that out. At the time of this recording, the price is $139.99, which is $60 less than the nVidia Shield Pro model. But when you enter the discount code CCLI at checkout, you'll get an additional 10% off, bringing the price down to less than the nVidia Shield base model, and cheaper than the new Fire TV Cube, which I don't even think is in the same class. Once again, enter the discount code CCLI at checkout for 10% off anything at the MECOOL site. If you do pick up one of these or any other streaming device from MECOOL, please throw a comment down below and let me know what you think about it. If you enjoyed anything you saw here today, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, share this and all of your favorite CordcuttersLI videos with your friends. This not only helps to get my videos shown to more people, it also helps to support the channel. Thanks for watching.